And here we go.
They're off. Snowy getting the lead over Cookie because Cookie's slow on the uptick.
Well, it is early game, so anything can happen.
Now, for those who have played Undertale and wondering what we're doing here, it's neutral run, which means the objective is to get to Photoshop Flowey and finish him off using whatever tricks are available to you. Glitches are allowed. Starting off at the bat, they want to get into the upper corner to make sure one of those friendliness pellets hits him right away.
Yeah. And then they're going to get in the bottom left because Toby Fox designed this very well, and the bottom left is the closest to the ring. It's not actually symmetrical.
Yep. And you also want to be holding down and left as well. Apparently that saves half a second or something like that, or it's slightly faster to do that.
It's something about the way the game calculates your distance.
Yep.
So
from here on out, like this part is pretty straightforward. You're just going through the game, going through the text as fast as possible, and getting through the opening tutorial. As you, yeah, see what I did there? Memes, I have some.
Yes, I guess you could say this is the tutorial part of the run. Just adding to that.
The dummy is the fastest thing they can do there.
Yep.
Other options are to kill it, but that takes time.
And this first encounter is guaranteed. You're never going to be able to avoid that one. But from here on out, it's all RNG when it comes to encounters. And so they're going to try to hope they can get as few as possible going forward. Yep.
Yeah. So with that frogget, you want to actually... Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. There is one encounter that is mandatory in Rubens. All of the rest are dependent on RNG if you get them or not. Some are more common than others. I'll point that out when we get there. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say with the frogget they just encountered, you actually want to flee it, any other action, and Toriel comes along and scares it off, which wastes about 5 seconds. Also, as you can see on Snowy's screen, he's doing a little strat there for swag. So if you hold up, down, and right against the wall, and then tab out of the game and let go of the up key, you get, I think it's a 50% chance each time to do what Snowy's doing.
I actually think he lost a little bit of time running into the pillar there.
Yeah, just a little bit, unfortunately.
Oh,
and he gets hit with an encounter very early on, right there. That's not fun.
Well, first room encounter is always the worst.
Yeah. The worst here is second room encounter, but it's actually pretty rare. You can kind of slide against the rock instead of having to be in front of it, which is cool.
There's a little bit of time there. They both get another encounter with the frogget there, which again is only hurting Snowy because it's putting him a little further behind.
Yep.
Now this room was designed for you to learn about, going underground and checking that out, but these guys know it so well they don't have to worry about that here. And I actually did not know this, that you do not have to move the other two rocks. You just have to move the bottom one, and it opens the path up.
Okay, for whatever reason, I'm not getting anything on the link, so I'm just going to have to go by the Twitch page for that, which is weird.
Yeah, good old Napstablook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Napstablook, you want to cheer him, which is the bottom right option.
Yep.
Not cheering or missing it if you're trying to go fast, like I do. If you miss it, it wastes a turn because nothing happens. You absolutely do not want to threaten him on turn 4, though, because that will ruin your run.
Yeah, you'll just get him crying nonstop for about 1.5 minutes, and you either want to... Well, in this case, you'd probably... Well, not that we'd get it, but you'd either want to die to him quickly and reload back at the mouse or thingy area, I think it is, or if you can survive it, which is possible, just really difficult. Oh, Snowy getting another encounter there, that's not too good.
But he also got an encounter. Snowy didn't in that room, so that puts him a little further ahead.
Yeah.
Oof.
These guys obviously know which switch to flick. You won't need to flick the correct one.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, so not much trouble. And another encounter there. He is just having no luck.
Even with that, the runners are still pretty close together, which is impressive. Snowy's gaining a lot of time because his mashing in general is just a little bit better. So the runners are not going to pick up the pie because that wastes time, and it's not needed. In True Pacifist Ending, they do pick it up because of a secondary function it has in the final boss fight of that run. and they're both going to be entering underground at about the same time, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely not too far behind each other. That'll make it a little easier. It's going to come down to, how their execution for a little while. Since there's no encounters down here, obviously, it's just a matter of how quickly can you get through the text boxes, because right now they can't really skip much.
Yep. Oh, he got the setup for the 8-hand strat. Yeah, he got it. Good. So optimally with Toriel, you want to get the hand attacks, which, as you saw, both runners have got at least once. Reason for that is the hand cancels instantly when you hit it. Optimally, you can get up to 8 hands with the setup that Cookie and Snowy have both done. Cookie getting a lot of good RNG there, getting 2 hands in a row.
That's a pretty big if. Toriel likes to be pretty stingy on RNG. This is really the last RNG that's in the run, for the most part.
Yeah, Ruins is basically every runner's most favourite part of the run because it's all RNG. Once we get past Toriel, it becomes primarily execution. I think there's still the odd bit of RNG that might come up, but other than that,
they actually got the same amount of turns on their Toriel, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think they probably got like a 5 cancel or something. I sort of came in halfway through because
each of them got 3 hands or 4 hands, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. So average Toriel encounter rather is about 4, maybe 5 hands, depending on how things go. I want to say 4. Yeah. Obviously, the more hands you get, the better off your run's going to start off, since getting hands saves more time.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're about even. Maybe Snowy's 2 seconds behind, I think.
Yeah, I'd say about 2 to 3 seconds behind tops.
Yeah. That's really good with Ruins, which can have a big variation.
Yeah, I think Cookie's probably going to get like a 7 flat.
Yep, Cookie will be getting a 7 flat. Snowy will be getting a 703.
Yeah, so it's about 2-3 seconds difference at the moment. Yeah, so...
to answer the question, chat, it's not full pacifist neutral. Basically, they could, there might become, it's not very often, but there may be circumstances where they end up killing a monster or two, but more often than not, they're going to be just trying to run away from most encounters.
Running away is generally faster than killing. There is one encounter in this entire run we kill, and it's a Vulcan upon entering Hotland. Because killing it, you can kill it instantly. It doesn't have any defense at all. And it gets you to level 4, which skips a turn on Asgore optimally.
Yeah.
So it's faster to do that.
Also, there is one other strat that some runners do occasionally, which it comes up in core, which is called the Astig strat, which, if you're good enough with the Burnt Pan as a weapon, you can go for the Astigmatism kill and hopefully get a first turn quad. Doing so gets you to level 6, which saves... I think it doesn't save that much time on Asgore. I think if you get a quad, it might save a turn, if you get a decent enough Asgore fight, but... That's something that not too many people go for, because not getting the first turn quad loses time.
Yeah, Astigmatism in general is slower, but it does give you some security on Asgore. You can still get a 9 turn if you mess up one attack.
Yeah.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite skeleton.
Papyrus?
Good old,
I know, exactly.
Good old Boppy cushion in the hand.
It's always funny.
We're going to be talking to Ness here, and he's going to bring you through automatically. And this is just mashing, text mashing.
Yep. Yeah. That's something that comes up a lot in this run, is just mashing and the occasional skill execution that comes up, especially after Waterfall onwards.
Snowden has a lot of these mashing segments, so Snowy's probably going to gain some time on Cookie.
It's going to be close. I think... Well, it depends. Ooh, Snowy having to... Oh, okay, Snowy doing your trick from the other day, doing the Tough Glove after the box. Yeah, so you can either put the Tough Glove on straight away as soon as you get it out of the box, or with what Snowy's done, you can put it on after this cutscene.
It gives you more time to think about what you're doing in your menu. That's personally what I do as well. Ooh, didn't mash that away, interesting. So the reason they saved in the room prior is because Toriel leaves you at 2 HP, and the game doesn't auto-heal you. So, for a boss later in Snowden, we want to have max HP because there is a chance we'll use an attack that you can cancel out by running into it, and that does damage to you.
Yeah, I think it does 3 HP, so if you're anything less than 3, then good luck.
Yeah, you're probably going to need it.
Yeah. Also, something that came up before is in the room before Doggo, both runners, there's a slight chance you can get a phone call from either Sans or Alfie's, which wastes a little bit of time. Alfie's, I think, wastes about 5 seconds. Sans is about 2 or 3 seconds. Neither runner got the phone call there, which is good. That sort of RNG is to do with the fun value of what your file is, which is completely random.
Yeah, there's a certain value between 1 and 100 that you can come across, and it can change several different aspects. So you got to be careful. You got to hope that you don't end up with a bad vent value that's going to waste your time.
Only 2 of the aspects will actually slow the run down, which is the phone call, and if you get it, Gaster Hallway. But that is stupidly rare. And
also the door, which I think is also connected to the... Well, it's a 1 in 10 chance if you get the hallway.
Ooh, Cookie! Spare dog, or lesser dog, that's not good.
That cost him some time. That gave Snowy the lead there.
Going in, I thought it was a movie glitch, but no.
So if you're not aware, the reason the runners put on the Tough Glove is so that they have the stick in their inventory. Using the stick on the dog enemies, so Doggo, the Dog Marriage, and Greater Dog later, instantly spares them, which gets you through faster than doing their typical spare pattern of, rolling around, getting them to re-sniff you, all that.
Doing the AYC route.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's a 1 in 100 chance for the hallway, then a 1 in 10 for the door.
Yep. So it's extremely rare. Cookie missing the switch twice. What on earth?
Oh, he is just slipping up all over the place. That is just not time he just wants to spend.
Yeah.
I was watching me play here. What the heck?
It is early game though, so there is still time for Cookie to make it back up.
Of course, he's only about 2 seconds behind.
Obviously, it depends on how things go for both runners after they get the punch card and waterfall. Basically, the punch card, when it comes up in about another 10 minutes or so, it essentially breaks the game into tiny little pieces, and you can basically abuse it to... Yeah, you can skip cutscenes, you can room transition without having to just walk through.
So our runners are dumb, and they don't understand how the puzzle works, which saves time. XQC strats, So, Snowy's going for Masochist Ice Puzzle, which is a harder version of Ice Puzzle, but it's just ever so slightly faster.
Oh,
Cookie going for
and he gets it first try.
Let's see if
Cookie can... Oh, Cookie! That was a quick move.
Nicely done.
That is the nicest ice puzzle I've seen in a long time. Yeah, Cookie will probably save about 20-30 seconds in north-south skip. We'll get into that a bit later for north-south skip, but yeah, that's probably about right.
So now they're coming up against Greater Dog. Snowy does not get the attack I was talking about. Let's see if Cookie gets it.
Let's see.
Yep, Cookie got it. So that is the reason right there that you want to save.
Yep, and it saved him some time there too, so it's going to help him catch up even further.
And also just security in case you take a hit in Snowden.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That'd be a fun way to have your run die.
I mean, it would be...
have the Deadly Gauntlet of Deadly Terror. Is that the name of it?
Gauntlet of Deadly Terror, yeah. Probably the slowest area because there's a lot of points where he's just standing there doing nothing for a second while he decides whether or not he wants to kill you with these all these dangerous weapons, including the dog, which,
I think
trust me, folks, that dog is dangerous.
Yeah, the dog definitely looks dangerous. It looks like something you don't want to mess with.
Yeah. Scary dog.
So we're in Snowden Town now. Yep. Oh, sorry.
Sub 14 for both. That's good.
I mean,
now we're going to be coming up to the hardest boss in Undertale. I'm talking about Papyrus. He is absolutely impossible. There's no way. Speedrunners can't beat him.
I've never beaten him outside of like Genocide, which
he's extraordinarily difficult to beat. Let's see if Snowy can get him first try.
Yeah, it's a very hard boss to fight. Let's see. Oh,
dang.
Oh, Snowy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Snowy?
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, Cookie, why are you doing this? But both runners seem to be making the same mistake in that they...
And that's going to be Snowy dying to Papyrus, and also Cookie Papyrus. That's...
Feels bad, man.
It's bad.
That's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's going to lose so much time. Oh, it looks like Snowy's going back for round 2, it seems. Maybe he'll get it this time.
Too.
Oh. I'm getting nervous just watching.
All right, let's try this again. See if we get lucky.
Okay. No, he's making the same mistakes. Snowy, why are you doing
in the
this?
corner. What are you doing?
You're supposed to. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. But...
You can't do corner strats. What are you talking about?
That doesn't work here. What are you guys doing?
Cookie's doing some sort of jumping action.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
He's just jumping around. Oh, and they both died again. Can we get some Fs in chat for Snowy and Cookie for their...
Looks like this time Papyrus has upgraded the facility, so it takes 1 frame longer to exit the house. It's going to slow him down. Alright, Snowy entering his 3rd fight with Papyrus. Let's see if he can get it this time.
Cookie as well. Hopefully they've learned by now what to do.
Let's see.
Oh, no, he's doing it again.
He's just doing it again. Come.
Why?
You know what you're doing.
This is painful to watch. I don't know why they just... Why?
They're just not able to beat Papyrus, man. This is just not good for either of them.
Oh, that's what happens when you go up against the great Papyrus.
This is just losing them so much time.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just losing the runners so much time. Like, it's crazy.
Alright, Snowy going back for his 4th attempt versus Papyrus. He's gonna be... Let's see if he can get
Maybe
it this
Papyrus will show some mercy. And maybe Papyrus will just feel bad about beating them so many times he'll just let them through.
That ain't even gonna happen. Come on, this is the Pirates we're talking about here. He has too much pride.
So Snowy gonna be going into the 4th fight. And Snowy has beat Papyrus. Let's see if Cookie can do it too.
He beat Papyrus on the 4th try. It took him 4 goes, but he got it.
Oh, there it is too. Alright, so, yeah. We're just memeing. Dying to Papyrus 3 times and then asking to not fight him is actually faster than fighting him the entire way.
I believe it saves about 1.5 minutes as opposed to...
fight takes a long time.
It is. It is very slow, especially with the cutscene with him, or the cutscene, quote unquote, of him turning you blue. Like that just takes a second right there. It's just painful.
That's why you saw the runners doing either a check on Papyrus, or as you saw Cookie throwing the stick at Papyrus. Because if you spare him on the first phase, it actually does the cutscene where you turn blue. Yeah,
and that actually happened to me in a practice run before my race.
So, okay, obviously we get a spooky-looking figure in armor coming up to the protagonist now.
Very spooky.
Yeah. And somehow they know Papyrus, or Papyrus knows them.
Who could it be?
Be interesting to see if they come up again later.
Yeah.
So now we're coming up on the waterfall flowers.
Oh, not those.
Hitboxes in video game history, right here.
I shudder even just thinking about it. Let's see how Snowy does with the flowers.
Let's see if he gets it.
Oh, Snowy got first try on the first one.
We didn't mess anything up good. Cookie's taking his time. I can see him pausing.
Oh, Cookie missed one on the 4th. Oh,
yeah, that one got him.
That's fine though. Neither of them missed, because if you miss with the flowers, it wastes an astronomical amount of time.
Yeah, not fun.
Okay. Snowy does not have any issues with the flower puzzle. Also, they both ran into the scripted Aaron encounter, which they both fled from. Aaron, of course.
Oh, Snowy getting the run with Washua, unfortunately.
That's also the second scripted encounter for this area. Yeah, you'll notice that every encounter that they get is, for the most part, scripted. I think...
all of the waterfall encounters are all scripted?
Yeah.
The positions of them can vary very slightly, but it will always happen.
Yeah, I think all the encounters from now on are scripted.
Yep.
Now we've got the fight with our mysterious knight here. The trick to dodging this is, from what I've seen, is just stay towards the bottom, and the spears will very rarely get close enough to you to hit you.
And Snowy getting through unscathed.
Also, with these spears, the hitbox is kind of broken because you can have the spears go through the top of Frisk's head and not have any impact. I'm guessing there was an air miss just there. And at the same time, you can have the bottom part of Frisk and have the spears not even make be close enough that it acts like it's made contact and you get hit anyway. So, yeah.
Yep. That's a common theme of Undertale. The hitboxes are really broken.
Well, I think it'd be better to say the common theme of Undertale is that just everything's broken.
Yeah, speaking of that, we are coming up to the mainstay of basically all Undertale speedrunning except for Genocide because it's a bad category.
Wow,
it's the punch card. So,
this is gonna be good.
I will take a shot at explaining this. So the punch card is an item that you can use from your menu in the overworld, and it will bring up, after you activate it in the menu, it brings up a picture of the punch card. In between you activating it from the menu and the punch card coming up on the screen, there is one frame that the game leaves open for, I don't know what reason. Bad programming, I suppose. This lets you do all sorts of crazy stuff, because you can menu buffer onto triggers for cutscenes and skip cutscenes by activating the punch card, because you will open the punch card, the cutscene will start, and you close the punch card, and you get movement back. So you can just walk through a majority of the cutscenes in the game.
Yeah, you can literally skip like half the game just using this glitch. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so we got SnowieY coming up to one of the first skips of the run, the onion sand skip. Let's see how it goes.
We'll be getting it.
Yep.
So yeah, this is what I mean. Normally there'd be a little cutscene where onion sand rises up from the water, and he's just.
Let's see how Cookie goes here.
Oof, Cookie misses it.
Oh, that was close.
That is brutal. That's gonna waste a lot of time because onion sand will will stall you every step of the way.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, because the only time you're losing is the first part of the cutscene, because that's when he just pops up and says hi, because you still have to get through the text if you get the skip. Also, just to elaborate on what Shay said before the punch card, so yeah, you get the one frame window when you open the punch card, which, as you saw previously, allows the runners to buffer into the trigger for a cutscene. If they've got the punch card open while they're on the trigger for a cutscene, for whatever reason that the game decides it works that way, it assumes that you can move through the cutscene, and that's what you see the runners doing a lot of the time. Also, with wrong warping, same principle applies. Because you're opening the punch card while you're essentially moving into the next room, the game, because there's interact values associated with the character, you have either 0 and 1 as the can move, can't move. I'm not 100% sure which one's which. And then I believe 3 is for a room transition. Coming up to Spears 2 real quick. Let's see how that goes. SnowieY gets a 3 buffer, I think.
Also, it's worth noting, in the room that Cookie just went through, with the monster castle in the background, by holding up and down, for some reason, you move at double speed. I don't know. It's Toby Fox.
Yeah. God programmer.
Yeah. But back to wrong warping. Yeah, by using the punch card on a screen transition and letting go of all the directions after you've started the transition, the game panics and doesn't know what you're doing. So it sticks you at the default location for a room upon entering it. And in some cases, such as rooms that are really long hallways, you can save a lot of time walking around by just warping over there.
Yeah. Also, good thing to note is that Cookie got a 2 buffer on Spears 2 skip, which is always promising to see. Both runners, in fact, having a good Spears 2. So yeah, we see the armored heroine or villainess or whatever, or hero or villain, I don't know. Seeing our protagonist falling off the edge of the bridge.
So fun fact, I discovered this when I was messing around in debug mode. During this cutscene that SnowieY's in right now, your character is actually behind the text. And you can move it around, and it'll be like super disjointed. It's very weird.
Okay, let's see. There's a skip coming up that SnowieY's about to attempt, which
can
save.
It.
Oh, so SnowieY has all but won the race now, and this Cookie also gets the skip. This skip actually saves about 10 minutes. Times do usually vary.
Turns Frisk into Jesus. Walk on water.
Walking on water. Memeing aside, though, the skip doesn't save any time. It's just a swag thing. It's just, hey, look at me, I can walk on water.
Yeah, for
Let's
some
see
reason,
if Cookie gets it.
Oh, nice, Cookie.
Oh,
for some reason,
Cookie
I don't know. The game doesn't. If you walk off on that specific pixel, the game doesn't register that you've walked off land and thinks you're still on land.
Okay, so Snowy started the
warp into the rooms.
Oh, sorry. So Snowy's now started the Mad Dummy fight, and this is kind of a tricky fight if you don't know the positioning and the patterns. Ultimately, if you know both, then 5 cycle is pretty straightforward, but in some cases, it's not as easy as it seems.
5 cycle is as optimal as you can get. If you look on Cookie's screen, he's going to take an intentional hit right here to block 1 bullet, and by doing that and getting that exact number of bullets you need, it will put Mad Dummy into a repeatable cycle that is always consistent. The only thing that's inconsistent, what you just saw on Snowy's stream, those things that fall from the ceiling, those can be in random spots.
Yeah.
Other than that, this fight is always the same.
Yeah, so Snowy gets 5 cycle. Yeah, because if you don't take any damage on the first cycle and you hit Mad Dummy with all the cotton balls, it sets off a different attack pattern, which is incredibly more difficult to try and get 5 cycle with.
Yep, 5 cycle is as optimal as you can get this fight.
Let's see if Cookie gets it. Oh, Cookie gets it as well. Both runners getting 5 cycle.
So during this, it's just a matter of dodging the missiles here. So basically, you don't actually. It's funny. I didn't know this. You don't actually have to hit him with the missiles. I always thought you did.
Yeah, no, the missiles are gimme. Yeah, and this is also one of the best parts of the run to heal if you're on low HP. Sometimes some runners do have a tendency. Some runners do tend to heal if they're on 4 HP going into the last missile cycle, because obviously it's kind of a bit of a tight fit. But both runners seem to be on adequate amounts of health, so they're A-okay at the moment.
So Mad Dummy here, he doesn't need friends, he's got knives.
Well, he's got a knife.
Yeah, the most dangerous attack in the game. It does 4 damage. It's very possible that it can end your runs. I don't think it's ever happened to anybody ever, but...
Yeah, also...
Now that you said that, somebody's gonna have that happen to him in a later run. Just call it now.
Yeah, fun fact, the knife does 7 HP damage, so
does 7?
both runners would have been fine if they took the hit there. Also, we see, as we saw on Snowy's screen, we're about to see on Cookie's screen, Napster Blook appears, and essentially he starts crying and drives Mad Dummy away.
Yep. Snowy is going to be getting the PC into that Napster Blook cutscene, and the wrong warp after it. Very good.
Nice.
Very optimal. And he's going to be going for the text storage on the sign, and going to be using that to wrong warp. So you can... I didn't mention this, but the punch card has one more feature. It lets you store text by hitting your confirm key, either Z or enter or both. Double frame perfect. You can get text and have the punch card up at the same time, which lets you store text and walk around. This is used in a couple of situations where punch carding a trigger is more difficult. And it also lets you wrong warp with the text by doing the exact same thing as you would with a punch card, except just closing the text instead.
Yeah, and also doing a...
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, we had another scripted fight there with our good friend Temmie. Hoi!
Hoi, I'm Temmie.
Sorry, just to carry on a little bit from what Shay was saying about the punch card with overflowing. With text storage wrong warps, there is a 0% chance of soft locking if you're doing a text storage wrong warp. Unless you do it off of an item like the storage boxes that you saw Cookie do just before. With those, you have to have the chooser onto no. Otherwise, if you have it on yes and you do the wrong warp, it will soft lock you. This is coming from personal experience. Well, no, I think if you do the...
Ooh, Cookie's going for flower flow.
I think Snowy went for it as well, and I think Snowy might have got it.
No,
Snowy got pretty close to the edge of the screen there on that one. Also, he just commented in the chat that he apparently golded that last part of the run, so he's on good pace right now.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got Bridge Skip coming up.
Neither of them got second half of Flower Flow. It's the most difficult trick in the game, honestly. Aside from this trick, One Dine.
Yeah, so Snowy's coming up to One Dine, which is probably the single hardest trick in the game.
Let's see if he gets it.
Let's see.
And he got it. Perfect. So what One Dine is there are 2 cutscenes with Undine. You walk up to the first trigger, and the screen will pan up to, the mountaintop where Undine is. The second trigger is the Here I Come text box where she actually fights you. You have to punch card both of those triggers, then set up for a very bizarre wrong warp that acts differently than all of the other wrong warps in the entire game.
Let's see if Cookie's going to get One Dine.
Let's see if Cookie gets it. Cookie also got it. Perfect.
Nice. There we go. Yeah. So
the hardest trick in the whole game.
Yeah. It's basically comprised of the 2 PCEs and what we call an awkward wrong warp, because for the wrong warp you do in 1.9, you don't actually have to be on the position, the pixel before the rim transition. Best way I could describe it is you do the 2 PCEs, then once you've done the second PCE, quickly tap up twice, and then you're essentially in position for the wrong warp.
Unless you have a Razer keyboard and you get double inputted.
Okay, let's see what's happened. See what Snowy is. He gonna?
He's buffering way too early for this, but he gets.
He got Undyne Water though, which is good. He skipped Undyne Water. I mean.
So Undyne Water is where you have to water Undyne. Messing it up in neutral isn't that bad because you don't actually have to water her, but in True Pacifist you do.
Yep. Basically, what happens there is because they're skipping the animation of Undyne essentially getting heat stroke because she's in the part of Hotland now and her armor and all that. Because we're skipping that flag, and it sets automatically if you skip it. There we go.
Yeah, fun fact, the flag for Undyne having heat stroke is not actually set until she falls under the ground, so even in True Pacifist, you can skip that cutscene, and as long as you never see Undyne touch the ground, the flag is never set, and the game treats it as if you have watered her. I can talk.
Yeah, words, he has them. Yep.
Yeah. Using the punch card on the vents, which does very, very weird things to this game. It basically changes your destination, which is really weird. But like right here, for instance, Snowy's going to use it and go up diagonal to skip a text for Malphys.
Yep, and then you just saw Snowy attempt what we call notification skip. On the second to last part of the pathway, you get a notification from Alphys, and PCEing the vent beforehand and going up to the left actually skips that notification. Okay, looks like Snowy's got a bit of a lead at the moment. Let's see how it goes through Hotland.
Oh, yeah, trick to go right through the door so that you don't have to go through the puzzles in that area.
Yep. We call that east-west skip because the puzzles do towards the east and the west of the room.
Never seen that one work before. Oh, Cookie got hit by the lasers. That's unfortunate.
So Snowy got first try jetpack skip, it seems. So this is what separates. This is one of the main things that separates the Linux version that the runners are using and the Japanese version. Is with jetpack skip and JP, you actually cannot do it because you can't do text storage on the Japanese version. So yeah.
But both runners are going to be running the good old Linux 1.001, which is the best English version of the game to run because the inputs are much more consistent. Cookie
missed first try.
He's going to get it.
He's not having much luck here, unfortunately, and that's giving Snowy here a wider and wider lead. The more he's able to keep up.
Yep. Snowy's just cruising through Hotland. So yeah, I'm going to mention this because Cookie's going through it right now. Jetpack skip. So, very weirdly, by doing basically text storage and also opening the punch card, I'm not sure, nobody knows why this works, but it lets you walk through both cutscenes. However, all of the Metaton cutscenes in this game, so Jetpack as well as Bomb Defusal and Opera, where, Metaton sings to you, all of those normally grant you movement and take away your menu usage. So going through those cutscenes...
Snowy missing first try. Oh, sorry.
Whatever. Doing that will take away your movement. Or your menuing, sorry. My bad. So they have to literally go and leave Hotland by going back to Waterfall, and that will give them their menu back. So they can continue on.
Sorry, I kind of cut in there before, but I was just saying that Snowy had to do second try vent skip there. He missed the first one. Also looking like he's getting a quick news skip. Oh,
volume warning, by the way.
Yeah, both runners getting volume warning. Let's see. Ooh, yep, that was good from Cookie.
Alright.
So Snowy getting the bomb defusal skip there, and so we're just waiting. Now he's just got one more big skip to do.
Yep.
Cookie's going to come to Royal Guard skip. He's buffering really early for it, wow. And he is going to get it. Let's see if he gets a new skip as well. Or bomb defusal skip, as some weird people call it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
He gets it. Sweet.
Nice.
Oh, is he going to go for the... Oh!
He's doing vent strats, okay.
He got it!
Nicely done!
Wow!
Yep, so that's what we call the vent strat for the new skip. That does save about a second.
Extremely risky though, because if you mess it up, you're soft locked.
Yeah, if you mash the text away too early or too late, you don't get the opportunity to actually launch off the pads that way, and so you end up trapped inside the actual area, but you can't progress the cutscene.
No, we're having trouble there with that vent skip there, but it looks like he's got it now.
All right, second one got first try at least.
Yeah, so that's north-south skip. That's kind of a bit finicky. You have to open up the punch card and use the PCE to launch off the vent, and close the punch card frame perfectly to launch, to be able to get enough distance to go into the area that you want to go to.
Yep.
We'll see if Cookie has better luck with it than Snowy.
If you could hear the runners' mics, you'd hear them beating the heck out of their keyboards.
Trust me, I've seen Snowy's world record run. Yeah, trust me, it is loud. They have some solid keyboards there. You can hear it.
Whoo! Cookie steamrolling through north-south skip.
Cookie getting 2 first tries.
That is going to save him a lot of time. So, people, I don't know why. People say there's a boss. All I see here is a room full of webs. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know. I don't get it either.
Okay, so just to carry on with what Snowy's doing at the moment. So he's done the opera skip. The reason why he goes up to this room and gets this cutscene here is it triggers the flag set for that you've basically done everything on this floor that you're meant to, and you can gain access to the right floor 3 elevator. Because what happens here is, as you see Snowy's doing, he's going to go down right floor 3, back to left 1.
To get his menu.
If he didn't get the cutscene there that he just got, the game wouldn't allow him to go back to right floor 3, and he'd have to go back through the Muffet room and all that.
Basically, it has to do with how the game sets your story value. You have to have a certain story value or higher to use right floor 3 on the elevator, and because you skip opera cutscene doesn't give you the right story value. You have to see the cutscene below with like the maze area. That has to play for you to get the right story value, and we skip it. So we gotta go watch the next cutscene in the sequence. Snowy doesn't get that one.
Ooh, missed that one.
He doesn't usually go for that wrong warp either,
So there is a strat coming up which Snowy himself actually discovered in a run, and some of us implement it, some of us don't. You might have seen it in the race a couple of days ago, which is often called Snowy Core. We'll get more into that in a little bit. So Snowy getting magic skip there as well, as opposed to having to throw the stick.
Yep. So magic, if you fail that skip, you have to fight a magic enemy. And there are 2 ways to go about it. You either throw the stick at him, or you talk to him. Talking to him gives you weird controls, but if you throw the stick at him, you run a very, very high probability of accidentally ripping the punch card.
Oh, both runners getting magic skip.
Yeah, perfect.
Sorry.
If you
and also Snowy getting the laser skip there, you use the PCE glitch and intentionally take the first laser, and it keeps the other ones deactivated, so you can just walk right on through.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that works.
Let's see if Cookie does the alternate laser strat here, though.
Nope.
Because there's 2. No? Okay, Cookie not even doing his own strat here. That's unfortunate. So, basically, in the 5th blue laser, and the... Well, hang on, try that again. So, throughout the line of the blue laser that you just saw Cookie walking through, in the 5th laser, there's a trigger... There's another trigger that you can PCE through for a phone call that basically lets you skip the second half of the laser bridge, which I believe was founded by a good man, Cookiepocalypse.
Yep. Snowy's going to be getting a Metaton skip, and Snowy does get Alfie's cutscene skip as well. So he's going to be making his way to the long elevator. There's an interesting skip you can do right here. By having the punch card open and waiting for Alfie's dialogue, you can skip it. And you can also skip the animation for the long elevator completely.
Yep, I think both runners did Snowy Core. I saw Cookie do it, but I don't think... I'm guessing Snowy would have done it. Yeah, I didn't see that one, unfortunately. Yep. So yeah, with the elevator skip, as a certain someone found out the hard way the other day, if you close the punch card too early, if you close the punch card before Alpha's text comes up, you get triggered. You get caught on the cutscene. Both runners getting the skip there. That's good.
Yep. Cookie's gonna opt for the wrong warp out of there.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways you can fail that skip. You can either close the punch card too early and get the text coming up normally, or you have unfortunate timing on your keyboard and you interact with the elevator before opening the menu.
Yeah, if you do that, you waste 20 seconds and you lose your race, because, yeah, that happened to me.
Let's see, okay, Snowy... So Snowy just did a skip there that we call Megalore skip. Basically, getting text storage on the key and using that storage to essentially PCE without using the punch card while interacting with an encounter and then transitioning into a room, which cancels the encounter.
Yep, room transitioning cancels an encounter, so
let's see if
run
Cookie
into
gets
the
it
encounter
as well.
and go into the door and instantly cancel it.
Both runners got Megalore skip.
A cutscene.
Yep. Because we're at Monster Tale now, and this is all unskippable text. This is just walls of unskippable text here, so any skips that we can do, we usually take them.
Yep, this is the Walk of Feels, as it's called.
Yep.
Or Monster
Oh,
Tale.
yeah.
This is exposition. This is just pure
part of the
exposition.
story, and there is nothing you can do to make it faster.
Oh, Snowy getting a frame perfect look skip there, I think. Yep, frame perfect, I'll take that.
The exposition hallway, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 skips that you can save. There's 2 skips you can do which miss cutscenes from this particular area, which is the first one you saw is Megalore skip. The second one we call Luke skip because you're skipping the Luke's dialogue. Let's see if Cookie gets it.
Walk of Feels, man.
Yep, Cookie got it as well, second try.
Sweet.
Um.
So yeah, there's nothing really to talk about too much because this is just all unskippable text. Basically,
well,
it's
this
just
is where I would
monsters.
usually say then this is the case where I would usually say if you guys are enjoying seeing Snowy and Cookiepocalypse, make sure you give them a follow on Twitch, show some support for these awesome runners.
This is why you're the caster.
Yeah. Both of these runners are exceptionally good runners, and I would recommend following them at some point if you're enjoying the run and the race.
Snowy is the world record holder for neutral Japanese true pacifist ending, and among other things. Cookiepocalypse doesn't hold any world records, but he has very good standings in all of the categories. Except genocide, because it's a bad category.
Wow.
Nobody likes genocide.
You'd think, judging by what Shay's saying, that he just doesn't like genocide because he has a bad time with it.
No, that's not it. Oh. I see what you did there. Double
I was gonna say,
I got it. Yeah,
genocide.
double meaning, easy.
Is there a speedrun for genocide? Yes, there is.
And it is extraordinarily RNG heavy, especially in ruins.
It's almost 100% RNG. There's a couple of encounters and a couple of areas that are execution based, such as the early pan skip. But again, this is not the run to be talking about genocide in.
There are a grand total of 3 execution based genocide tricks, and that is early pan, Undyne fight, and Sans fight. That's it. Everything else is RNG.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Oh, feels bad, Gally. Although you just came in time for the ending of Monster Tale, so you get to see the best part of the run, which is exposition and then Asgore. Yeah. Well, in Shay's case, it wouldn't be the best part of the run.
You know what? Die.
Wow.
Wow! Hey, shit, I got some fries over here. Want to put some of that salt on those?
Oof.
Woo!
Alright,
course.
so the runners are going to be saving in Judgment Hall to fully heal themselves.
Yeah, and also
last
safety
skip of the
7Ks.
Last skip of the game, skipping
No.
Sans text. And
That is not the last. It's not the last skip of the game. There's
Combo
also
combo
Rumble.
isn't a skip.
It is a skip.
You're
It's
a
series
skip.
of wrong warps. You skipped
Yeah.
the cutscene in Asgore's throne room by doing Rumbu combo.
Shh, there's
See?
no cutscene there. Don't be ridiculous.
Also, of course, I'm just messing around with Shay because unfortunately in our race the other day he did unfortunately die to Asgore, which feels bad, man.
Aw.
Feels super bad because it was actually a really close race. And
Yeah,
I would've
Cookiepocalypse
liked to-
is going to be getting Judgment Skip. Let's see if he gets all of the Rambu combos.
yes.
Number 1.
Also, slight trivia
Number 2.
here: soft locking. Oh, hang on,
Number
let's
3.
see.
Got it.
Okay, so both runners got perfect Rombo combos there. There is a meme within the community that if you do the third wrong warp and you soft lock, it's often called a Lobo Kobo, courtesy of Lobo to me. I don't know where the meme came from, but it's been around since I've been there, so it's just been a thing.
So now the runners are going to be Cookie didn't heal.
Uh-oh. That could be bad. He's going to have to be very careful in this Asgore fight.
Yeah, that's not
He'll
good. He can
probably
only
use
take
the
2
ice cream
hits.
or something.
I
No,
don't
no,
think he
this
has
is
an
just
ice
gonna go
cream.
with it. Yeah, so it's called Lobo Kobo. Yeah.
That's not good at all. So, with Asgore, you want to get quad hits with the Burnt Pan. Snowy is exceptionally good at getting quad hits, so is Cookie. I'm terrible at it, but...
It's because you used the gun.
No, I don't use the... Shut up. Yeah,
Let's
both
see.
runners going to be fighting Asgore. This is really the only way Cookie can catch up, and... Yeah, he is at 8 HP. If he takes too many hits... I think he can only take 2 hits in this fight, and he'll die.
And it's very easy to do with some of these fireballs. You gotta be very careful. Yeah,
I learned the hard way.
Yeah, but if you get quad hit on these attacks, that's 300 plus, like almost 400 damage right there for each hit, which is definitely what you want to do to speed this race up as fast as possible. I mean, you can see that you got 3 and it only does 184 damage, so you want to get 3.
Yeah,
you want to get 4. Yeah.
Basically, the more central hits or crit hits you get with the pan, the more damage.
And if you get all 4, it does double damage, which is super strong. It
which we affectionately call quads.
The strongest weapon in the entire game, besides a quad hit with the gun.
So SnowieY's doing really well with Asgore. I think he's on the 7th turn and he's under half health. So this could be a 12 turn, if not an 11. I think.
Here, okay, thank God. Yeah, SnowieY's just cruising through Asgore right now.
This might actually be a 12 turn, I think, because that was 11. Oh, just misses the quad there, so this will be a 13 for SnowieY.
And yes, before somebody asks, the burnt pan is stronger than the worn dagger. I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
SnowieY's gonna be finishing off Asgore. Cookie still has just a little bit to go on him.
Yep, the strongest weapon in the game is the real knife, but unfortunately that can only be obtained in Genocide in the new home area. Oh, Cookie's on 1 HP, this is going to be close.
Cookie, don't pull a Shay, please.
Please. He's got to survive this last run.
I think he's got it. He got it. Yeah, he got it. He survives. Yeah, so, the real knife you can only obtain in Genocide a new home, so there's no real purpose because by that point you've beaten the whole run.
Yeah. So now the runners are going to be going against Flowey, which is an extended cutscene where you click fight a couple of times.
So both runners, I want to say SnowieY's on high 56 pace, unless something happens at Flowey. Cookie, I'm going to say is low 57 at the moment, so unless something happens to SnowieY and Flowey here, then it looks like things are gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be SnowieY's, but anything can happen. We don't know what's gonna happen with Flowey. SnowieY could miss one of the act buttons, or might even die. I mean,
dying to Flowey, good one.
I mean that's actually a thing. Like I've done it. I think Cookie's done it. I think SnowieY's done it.
It's worth noting that it is faster to kill both Asgore and Flowey.
Yeah. Well, it's faster to kill Asgore at the end of the fight because otherwise he goes on a tangent which wastes time, and he dies anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As for Flowey,
if you decide to spare him normally in the game, you have to spare him like 10 times for him to finally go away.
Yeah. He doesn't take the hint that you want him to live.
Yeah, he's all like, come back.
Why are you saving me? Why are you why? I don't understand.
Kill everyone you love.
So another quick bit of trivia here. So even though this is the neutral ending we're running, with the true pacifist ending, because of how save states in this game work, killing Asgore and Flowey has no impact on the true pacifist ending because the game reloads from before you fought Asgore. So it remembers that you've beaten Asgore and Flowey, but it doesn't register that you've killed them for some reason. Yeah. So that's often what we end up doing for majority of the runs because it doesn't seem to matter.
Is only saved for your current ending, and Flowey kill is completely different. It is not saved on the save file. It's saved in its own little value in your .undertale. And for some reason, Toby Fox forgot to put the check that checks if you've killed Flowey or not for the true pacifist ending. So even if you do kill him, he comes back. Okay. So both runners are going to be headed into the fight now. Let's see if SnowieY can get a no-hit, huh?
That would be amazing. I don't think I've seen that before. I mean,
it's kind of a meme in this community because it is
basically
impossible.
Yeah, there's a 96% chance that you'll never get a no-hit on Flowey because of how the attacks work.
Yep.
There's one attack that, if I remember correctly, there's one attack that has, it's only got you get a 4% chance of actually no-hitting Flowey.
If there is, well, it's just because of his attacks and how they combo. For instance, he can shoot pellets down from the screen and drive you off to the left or right of the screen. Use a flamethrower attack, it is impossible to dodge. But HP doesn't really matter in this fight. You can take a lot of abuse.
Oh, Cookie didn't get no hit either. From what I remember, you can take up to, I think, 16 hits of damage There's no HP gauge, so it's all just estimating.
There is, but it doesn't matter because the closer you get to running out of HP, the less damage you take. It's weird.
Yeah. You take a fraction of your current HP's damage each time. So like, you know, obviously if you're at full health, you take more damage, and if you're at quote unquote 1 HP, you take less damage from that. Yep. Which is why you see the runners taking as many of the green items that come up during the soul phases as you can.
While still, of course, optimally getting the axe in each of the soul phases.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, you cannot die in the soul phases.
Yep.
It's impossible. You'll never run out of HP.
Yeah.
So we will intentionally take a lot of hits to get to our destination as fast as possible.
Yep. Also, if you miss the act buttons in the soul phases, it basically resets that part of the run. So, I think there's 5 out of the 6 that you can actually still get the act button in, but the soul phase that SnowieY's on now, if you miss the act button, then you have to redo that whole phase because there's no way to catch it once you miss.
Yeah. It's very difficult to miss. All you have to do is just stand in the right spot and mash C and enter.
Yeah.
Some people have missed it before, and I don't understand it.
It's called I wasn't paying attention. In fact, as much as it shames me to say this, I think I'm the only person in the community that's probably missed it twice.
Yeah, at least it didn't die to Asborn race.
I mean, there was that all major innings race.
That is fair.
Although that was me YOLOing it instead of actually healing. And not just because I didn't have any healing items on me.
So yeah, Flowey
anyway, enough about it.
Basically an extended cutscene as we just whittle down the soul phases.
It's a pseudo auto scroller basically.
SnowieY is coming up on the 1 RNG dependent part. The acts can either appear from the right or the left.
I think it's going to be right. Oh, okay.
Nope,
we're both wrong. It was left.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good.
So
That's
that wastes
50 chance.
About a second if you get it wrong. It's not really anything.
Yeah. It's better to just sit in the middle.
Of note in this fight at all, actually.
Yeah. It's better to hit the middle of... It's better to stay in the middle of the area where you start rather than move it to either side. Basically because it just doesn't lose you as much time. Oh, Cookie's going right, and it is right.
He does get it, nice.
So, nice Cookie optimizing it there.
Here's some eggs on SnowieY's stream.
Eggs.
I think these are supposed to be eggs anyway.
Yeah.
I think these are just supposed to be flames because of the way they're shaped.
Yeah. They'll turn into eggs.
Flame.
Yeah.
Well,
they turn into eggs.
Oh, I guess it brings you like to the saying out of the frying pan into the fire. Yeah. So they turn into eggs. Also, where's the bacon?
Yeah, where's the bacon, dude? You can't have eggs without bacon.
Go play Link to the Past and kill Ganon. There's your bacon.
Yeah. So where's eggs and bacon percent where we run Undertale neutral into Link to the Past?
Oh.
Wow. That could actually be a thing.
I'll do it, I'll get a world record.
Okay, so SnowieY is on the last fight phase, if you want to call it that. He's just about to start. So with this 6th soul phase here, Flowey shoots at you, but what happens is you have to count 8 times that Flowey shoots at you, and on the 8th time he shoots the act button. Which, when you hit the act button, you'll see SnowieY, he will quit out of the game and reload as soon as the transition happens to the green clovers. Okay, that was a bit...
The reason he does that is because the little cutscene that plays where the 6 human souls swirl around yours and give you like health items, that just wastes time. We're not about that. So SnowieY is entering into the final phase of Flowey. Now, there is a long-standing tradition in the Undertale speedrunning community that upon entering this fight, the Twitch chat spams OW. O-W.
Yes.
So I'm gonna call you all out of lurking. Spam OW in the chat to your heart's content. Hit me with it.
Yep.
Let's see those OWs, folks.
Just go crazy.
What you guys got.
Let's go crazy, chat. Both runners are on the OW spam fight. Let's go.
Yeah. I remember seeing Undertale race at GDQ, and the whole crowd was shouting "ow" every hit.
Ow!
Yep. Also, in the second half of this fight, you'll hear Flowey say "ur." So, when we get to that point, we'll switch it up and have some "urs" in chat. There we go. That's some good house spam.
Yeah.
You guys know what's up. That's what we're talking about. Chat never disappoints.
Oh.
Good job, chat.
Oh.
Ow!
Ow!
Like Uru, you are you. So when we get to that on Cook screen, because that's when the audio cue is.
So fun fact, the owl voice sample is actually taken from a Japanese McDonald's commercial. Ronald McDonald saying, ow! That is where it's from. And it's modified in pitch.
I will need to find this stuff. I also am still trying to figure out where the face comes from on Flowey's screen.
I think that's like a Toby Fox thing, I don't know.
I think it's like Toby filmed himself and then put it through a bunch of filters. Something like that.
Okay, Cookie, let's get some Urus in chat now as well, guys. Okay, so Snowy is finished.
I always took it as Toby Fox trapped inside Flowey. That's where he's getting all his power from.
So remember, it's you are you. There we go. See some good spam in chat.
And Snowy is going to be getting the kill on Flowey, and Cookie will soon follow on the next hit.
Yep.
GG Flowey.
Oh, Cookie not getting
what?
Flowey. Cookie not getting quick kill feels bad.
He was like 1 HP off. What the heck?
Also, fun fact, you can actually die after you've killed Flowey because the last remnants of the debris from the attacks can still hit you. I believe that happened to Snowy in a race in the True Pessimist tournament some time ago. Towards the finals end of the bracket. I think it was in the losers bracket final.
Yep.
Yeah.
So fun fact about this little ring of bullets, it's not technically active yet, so getting into a certain pixel, as soon as Flowey turns them on to attack, they'll instantly disappear. So
yep.
I think the only ones that are active at the top, because you can actually run into those over and over again.
Yeah, and Flowey says something about it. He's like, "Can you stop
comments
that?"
Like, "Would you stop that?"
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
He basically just says something along the lines of, "Are you stupid or something? Why do you keep doing this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So it just skips a little bit of a mini cutscene there where Flowey just starts laughing and the bullets just circle in on you.
Yep.
And now... So we're just coming up. So what Snowy's going to do here, and we'll see Cookie do in a little bit, is with this cutscene, he's going to hold left for a few seconds, and that's going to position the chooser on fight, which means you'll instantly be able to... Yep, there we go.
So he kills him, and the moment the eye pops up on the screen, you open Undertale again and walk through the door, and that is time for Snowy. I know it doesn't show on the stream. OBS is a little weird about that, where it only captures one instance of Undertale, but he did in fact walk into the door.
So that was a 57:19 for Snowy, apparently a race world record as well, as Snowy pointed out in the chat.
GG, Snowy.
Yeah, indeed. Though his official SRL time actually listed here in the SRL chat is 57:47.
57:47, wow.
Or no, 57:21. My bad.
Okay.
57:21.
Yeah, and it's a 57:45. Cookie. GG to both runners.
Snowy, Cookie, the great.
So Snowy moves on to the. I believe that is the major final. I'll just have to double check the bracket.
He's going into the finals. I checked the brackets earlier.
Yeah, So Snowy's going into the final, and then Cookie is going into the waiting of losers bracket 5. So he'll play. It's a bit complicated. He'll play the winner of the match between myself and the winner of Duke Firebird and Kono Yuki, which I think is still yet to happen. So that's going to be a little ways off, I think. So do we want to try and get the runners in here for a bit of post-match interview? Or I don't know how that works. I've never done this before.
Actually, I think they're joining us in, or one of them is joining us in here now. We've got Snowy here. Oh, he was.
And he's gone.
Okay. Snowy, come back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you away.
Yep. 57:19, 57:45. Fantastic times. Cookie.
Both
reason. Oh, why is he in debug mode? What is he doing?
We have Snowy again. Hello, Snowy.
Hey, Snowy, GG. Congratulations, man.
Snowy?
I think we're having some technical issues with Snowy at the moment. I don't know if he's there.
There we go.
Congrats on the race, Snowy.
As
you said in chat, it was a race
game.
That was race record.
Yep.
He's showing off a fun little extra thing.
Oh no.
There's Cookie as well. We'll wait for Cookie to unmute himself so he can, I guess. There we go. Hello, Cookie.
GG's here, Cookie.
GG on the race. It was a close race, I'll admit. It was something like 26 seconds apart on stream times. So So yeah, both runners, obviously. How did you guys feel that went for you in terms of the run as well as the race?
The run was...
I felt really bad the whole time.
I felt bad too. There were, you see in a couple, like especially in the beginning in Ruins, you saw a couple of screw ups.
Yeah, you had a lot of encounter problems in Ruins.
I know.
Yeah, not the best RNG.
I got pretty lucky in Ruins, but like the stupid tutorial menu thing that happened kind of like pissed me off. And like I just played really horribly early game, and after I missed Onion Sand Skip, I was just like, okay, that's it. Like this race is over.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, in order for me to make a comeback, SnowieY has to mess up like badly, and I have to still play really well the rest of the run.
Yeah, we saw the Onion Sand Skip. We saw you buffering for a little bit, and then I'm guessing it just didn't reach to the last buffer.
I don't know what happened there. It was dumb.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. It's just another example of Toby's good programming.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I was happy about that run is I golded Mad Dummy split.
Yeah, that was definitely a good split. I mean,
the only thing that went well for me was like north-south skip. That was good.
That was probably the most beautiful north-south skip I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably the second best north-south I've ever done. I think the previous one I've done is better.
Okay.
Cookie, we were panicking as you went into Asgore with 8 HP because I noticed you didn't heal in Judgment Hall.
Like Asgore, how do you die to Asgore? I'm sorry, but how do you die to Asgore?
Cookie, you were pretty close. I saw you.
But like,
down to 1 HP, dude.
8 health. You can take like 2 hits without dying.
Well, because you took the 1 hit that got down to 1 HP, I think, and then...
Oh, it does? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're at 1 HP, like 2 attacks away, and you managed to survive both those attacks and get it done, so, yeah.
I don't really pay attention to, like, how much damage Asgore deals and stuff. Instead, I was too busy, like, complaining about how badly I was doing with the pan.
Oof.
Yeah, so... At the start of the run, when you both exited Ruins, and I think you're about 3 seconds apart, so, I mean... Apart from Cookie failing Onion Sand Skip, did you guys have an idea of how close it was throughout the run? Like, I
honestly, I felt like when we entered Snowden, I felt like SnowieY was 20 seconds ahead, and then after Waterfall, I felt like he was 30 seconds ahead the whole time.
When you guys entered Snowden, you were about 5 seconds apart. Maybe less than that, like 3 seconds apart, maybe. Exiting Waterfall was about 10, 15 seconds. Overall, both of you did great.
Yeah, I mean, both sub 58. That's definitely a good showing in terms of the race.
I'm actually like very surprised at how good my time was because I hid my timer behind my like other stuff, so I wasn't even looking at the time. I just wanted to like focus, and the whole run felt like so awful and bad. And then I looked after Asgore and I was like, oh, this is still a 57.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good thing there what you did, Cookie, because it takes away the pressure of actually like being aware of how you're doing in the run. Like, apart from the Onion Sand Skip, you probably weren't too fast. The problem was
I kept like looking at the speed gaming chat and seeing people talk about things that I wasn't at yet, so I was like, oh crap, SnowieY's already there.
Yeah, I think after Onion Sand, SnowieY sort of pulled away a little bit and sort of continued to extend that lead throughout. Like, I don't think anything major came up in Hotland or Core or anything like that.
I did. Cooler was right about North South. I lost a little bit of time to Cookie there because I failed it like 3 times.
Ooh, that was a big game changer.
But
also, I just want to say real quick,
how was your Asgore?
My Asgore, I think I forget, like a 13 or 14.
Yeah,
I think yours was
13.
I think yours was a 13, SnowieY.
I wasn't counting. Because my best build time going into Asgore was 56.35, and then I ended up with this.
Yes, no, I think you had a 13, Cookie. I think you had a 15.
I had a 13.
Yeah, so you both would have had 13s then. Also, just quickly, I just want to say, Cookie, that was probably the single most beautiful ice puzzle skip I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was swag as heck.
I've done it better. I don't know why, but like that thing I do on like the first platform where you like line up the ice puzzle vertically. I went to like practice ice puzzle to see if I could like optimize it anymore and do it super fast, and I just kind of instantly have like done that, and I haven't missed it yet. It's weird because there's some places in this game where like there's just a trick or something I haven't done, or like this new wrong warp, and I can just like instantly go up and do it without like even knowing it, and that's really weird, and it feels really good.
Yeah, I noticed you going for that the hotel wrong warp in Hotland. You don't usually do that, do you?
I've like practiced that. Most of the time I just forget to do it.
I went for it, and then I realized
you actually messed it up. I saw that.
I messed it up, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. Just walk
I kind of did that too. Like I wasn't 100% sure of the pixels, so I tried to go one too high and just walked through.
Like I knew the pixels, but I was just like, no, screw it. I'm just gonna go.
And then my wrong warps in core were really bad. It was slow. Like I'm just not good at this game.
Yeah, our cores were probably similar. Mine was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, GG to both runners. Is there anything else anyone wants to go over, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so with the bracket as it stands at the moment, so SnowieY moves on to the finals round of the winners bracket. Cookie, you're going on to the 5th round of the losers bracket. You still have a couple of matches to wait before you get an opponent at this stage, unfortunately. But obviously, you know, both runners, you did well today, showcasing the game off the way you did. Shay, you got anything you want
to... yeah, make sure to go follow both of the runners. They're great, fantastic people. Streams are really fun to watch. Cookie does terrible things to himself, like true 100% of this game that took 30 hours. SnowieY is the world record holder in multiple categories, including neutral, true pacifist, not genocide because it's bad, and among other things. And there goes Cookie soft locking to Sans.
That's not a soft lock. That's
the game crash.
Yeah, the game will crash. No, it's not. Soft locking is when you can't move in the game, and crashing the game is when the game
anyway,
itself
make sure to go follow the runners at their respective Twitch pages.
I feel like instead of following the runners, you should follow the commentators because they're cool.
I mean, not as cool as the runners, though. Like, let's be honest, the runners themselves are really cool.
Yeah, my hands are kind of cold right now, I guess.
How can they be cold? How can they be cold?
Just because it's like cold in general. I don't know. My hands are cold. Okay.
So yeah, thanks everyone for watching and for having us along today. And I'm sure we'll be streaming through Speed Gaming some more races of this tournament at some point. I'm sure there'll be another rematch between SnowieY and Cookie at some point that we'll be doing.
If that happens, it'll be the finals of the tournament. So
yes,
that'll be pretty cool. I can't wait to lose again.
Same, TBH.
Right,
I mean, I have at least one more, so yeah. But yeah, no, again, thanks for having us. Hopefully you enjoyed the race, and again, if you haven't already, I'd advise following both the runners. They're both really high-level runners of this game. Yeah, that's it for me.
Everybody have a fantastic night. Take care.
Except you,
Shay. You're all safe. And you know what? How about you just like soft block? How about that?
I mean, you just crashed the game, so
yeah. Rock on, guys. Have a good night.
Yep. See y'all later.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye. Snape kills Dumbledore.